Don Stanley here, and what I'm going to be talking to you about today is the idea of content marketing and the number one secret at how to succeed with it. So content marketing, just a quick overview. There are so many different definitions that you hear with content as well as inbound marketing. Essentially, content marketing is using content and teaching. Content can be audio, it can be video, it can be text, it can be ebooks, it can be email marketing, all different kinds of things to build relationships with your customers, educate them so that they want to do business with you. And the idea with inbound marketing is that people go out and they search for information, whether they use Google or social media, and when they search for that information, they learn about you and they come into your website. So instead of you pushing out and sending out email blasts or print campaigns or radio ads or television ads which are pushing out, what you're doing essentially is pulling people in. Now, I've been studying this stuff for a long time, and everybody wants to know, well, how do you succeed? How do you succeed? And they want all these, really complex answers. But what you're going to find is it really isn't that complex. Now, one thing to keep in mind when we think about people today when they're doing searches online and we want to establish ourselves or our company and organization as thought leaders, is that there is more content produced every 48 hours than there was from the very first recorded piece of human history, which were cave paintings from long ago. Take everything that was created from that very first cave painting to the year 2003. Well, we now produce that every 48 hours. So people are overwhelmed with information. So how do you get people's attention? How do you get them to pay attention to you? How do you get them to listen to you and hear how great or cool your product or service is, or why they should listen to you as a business coach, a business leader? And there's a business quote that I want to tell you that if you listen to it and apply it, it is going to change the way people view you, and it's going to change the way you impact others as an individual, as a leader, and as a business. And this is the quote. The quote says, "If you wish to persuade me, you must think my thoughts, feel my feelings, and speak my words." So let that sit for a little bit and think about it. If you wish to persuade me, you must think my thoughts, feel my feelings, and speak my words. That is one of the most profound business quotes, and if you listen to that and embrace it, I will guarantee you it'll dramatically transform your content marketing, any marketing that you do, and the connection that you have with your audience. Now, what I like to ask people is, who said that? Now, I always jokingly say, well, of course I just did, but really, who said it first? And that quote was first said by Cicero. So everybody's looking for the newest and latest and greatest. What's the best way to do this? What's the best way to do that? What's the best way to do it? The number one secret for connecting with and impacting people, becoming a leader in their lives is this. It is to listen. Now, I know that sounds really simple, but one of my other favorite business quotes came from Leonardo da Vinci, and he said, "Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication." When it comes to digital marketing, content marketing, inbound marketing, I'm always hearing from people, what's next? What's next? What's next? How do I get in front of people? How do I get in front of people? How do I get in front of people? And I say, you get in front of people by knowing what they're looking for, knowing why they would need you, and letting them know in their terms and their language what makes sense to them. Quick example comes from my friend Marcus Sheridan, who used to own a company called River Pools and Spas. He actually is still an owner in it. And the number one question that people would ask who were purchasing his product, which is in-ground swimming pools, is what? The number one question is, how much does a swimming pool cost? And what was the number one question that nobody was answering on their websites? Nobody was answering with social media marketing. Nobody was answering over the phone. They had to come and meet you before they would tell you. Was exactly that. How much does a swimming pool cost? Once he realized that he didn't have to worry about his competition, because everybody was worried about, well, what if my competition knows my prices? Who cares? A competition has never paid for a pool from them, has never bought a product from you. Next thing was, well, what if I tell people my price and it scares them away? That's good, because you only want qualified customers, you only want qualified leads, you don't want everybody. And what ended up happening is that one blog post, using a variety of analytics tools, we were able to track, and he was able to track, that one blog post has resulted in about $2.5 to $3 million in sales. Why? Because he listened to his customers and realized when he was out on sales calls, that was the number one question they would ask. When he would hear people talking to their friends, again, the number one question that they would ask. Now, a lot of people will say, well, what if my competition who cares about your competition? If you want to be a true leader, a true thought leader, your goal is to connect deeply with your customers, and I'm going to ask you to start listening. I'll be sharing strategies that we can talk about how do you listen, but one of the easiest things to do is to just pay attention to the emails that come in to your sales staff, to your customer service staff. Listen to questions that you're asked in conversations and really truly listen. Don't be looking for a little edge where you can sneak in and give a sales pitch. Really truly listen and try to figure out why is somebody asking that question. People, for example, don't want cars. That's not what they need. What they need is they need a way to get faster from point A to point B. So if you figure that out, if you can help them move efficiently and you really listen, that's really what they want. When you know what they want and you craft information and content around what they want, being the service that you provide, only if it's a right match, I will guarantee that you will see incredible results with your inbound marketing, your content marketing, your thought leadership, and you'll see incredible results with your business growth because people will start bragging about you and sharing information about you and recommending you because you know what? Even though that quote from Cicero is several thousand years old, not many people do it. So again, the key to being successful, it's not sexy, it's not crazy complicated, it's really simple, is to truly listen to your customers. And for the next month, before my next post, what I challenge you to do is to, every time you get a question or a sales member or a staff member or anybody who's a part of your organization gets a question, to write it down and start answering those questions through your website and your email marketing and your other social media tools. Non-salesy, think helpful. I'm looking forward to talking to you guys next time. In the meantime, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. Reach out to me, Don Stanley. I'm on Twitter at 3, as in the number 3, Rhino Media. And I look forward to being of service to you and helping you GSD get stuff done.